Okay, guys, I'm going to talk about how to use the calculator to enter a list of data into a spreadsheet, how to then calculate a sinusoidal regression or periodic function, as we call it, and then how to graph, calculate maximums, minimums, intersections when you put multiple functions into the calculator. So the first thing I always told y'all to do is whenever you get your calculator, you click the on button and then number 1, and then it asks you to save. Just hit no. We'll start from scratch. And we're going to put in a list in the spreadsheet, so that's option 4. We're going to use the Houston table, and the day number will go in column A. The minutes will go in column B. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and when I come back, you'll see all those data points there. So now I have all 12 data points in column A and in column B. And what do we want to do from here is we want to calculate the sinusoidal equation. We want to get A, B, C, and D in our periodic function. So we click Menu and go to Statistics, Stat Calculations, and then we want to scroll down to option C, which is Sinusoidal Regression, also known as a periodic function. The X list, the day number is the X list, and remember that was in column A. And so you want to format these two cells exactly the way they were formatted whenever you edited the first list, X list here. And that's all you need to change. And then over here on the right side of the screen, the right side of the calculator screen, you'll see the sinusoidal regression. You'll see how to write the equation based on what they give you, and then you'll see A, B, C, and D. Now, I demonstrated in class that these numbers that they got are extremely close. Therefore, we're going to call them equivalent, or an equivalent process to producing yourself a periodic function. It's just a little bit different format. And so I don't care one way or the other which format you use. Now that we got our sinusoidal equation, we want to put it into a graph. Well, the way to put it into a graph is to open a new document. So I told y'all one way you could do that is click on and then just do a new document and just don't save this data. And then you're going to add a graph. Now in this function, you're going to type the function we want to graph, which is 113.3 sine 0.0168x minus 1.32 plus 727.4, and then graph it. First thing you'll probably notice is it doesn't really show up on your screen, and that's because we're up in the 600s, the 300s, so on and so forth. So we need to change our window. You hit Menu, and then you go down to Window, and then Window Settings. And we're going to change our window to 0 up to 365, which is about a year. And then our minimum is 617, so we can go lower than that just so we have it in a nice viewing window. So I'm going to go 450 up to 1000. And that'll give us space above and below our max and min. So hit OK, and there's your function. Now, one thing about this is it doesn't show the minimum over here on the left side of the screen. And it maybe shows the minimum on the right side. So this window is not quite big enough. So we'll go back and change the window. Let's make it negative 50 up to 400. And that should show us the nice valley here on the left and on the right. And we also have the maximum here in the middle. So from this, I want to calculate maximum and minimum. So I'm going to click Menu and then Analyze Graph. And I want to analyze first my maximum. I want this dotted line which says lower bound. I want it to be on the left side of the maximum. And then when I click Enter, I then want to drag this to the right side of the maximum. And there our maximum is given to us on day 172 the maximum daylight is 841 minutes. We can do this again for the minimum. Analyze the graph from the menu. Select the minimum. Our lower bound is to the left of the valley. Our upper bound is to the right of the valley. And you can pretty much stop that dotted line when you see this point stop. And then I'll show you the minimum on the right side of the screen as well. You don't have to do both. You can pick either one because they'll give you the same y value of 614. So there's the lower bound. Here's the upper bound. And so on day 359, there's a 614 minute daylight. On day negative 14.9, or we can call it negative 15, there's again 614 minutes of daylight. So that's how you would calculate the maximum, minimum, and the sinusoidal equation from a table on the calculator. Now, on my next video, I'll show you how to put two equations in the calculator and find the intersection.